Here we go. So as a case study of what we've been doing at OECD, I'll first share with you the publishing policy of the OECD. This comes down from the gods above my head. They give me quite a simple two mandate thing. One mandate is I have to maximize dissemination, which means everything has to be free. Of course, it's an objective I can never achieve, because if you maximize something, you can never achieve it because you always have to do better. And the other thing they asked me to do is I have to recover all the costs. The cost is about $16.5 million. But that's what I have to do with my team. And it's a nice, interesting challenge to have. But it certainly stretches the mind is to try and figure out how you do that. Now the OECD's mission is wrapped up in this word cloud. So I actually made this word cloud from our mission statement that's sitting on our website, and you can see some of the words that stand out there. So obviously governments are big. We're owned by governments. The 34 governments own the OECD, and we work with another 80 or so governments on a lot of our research programs. Obviously, various institutions are very interested. We work with business. We work with trade unions and civil society. And obviously universities are very important. Experts from universities come and help the OECD do its research, but obviously a lot of our content is consumed by universities. So so those words are obviously apparent there. And our objective is to make better policies for better lives. That's the sort of the summary of what the OECD is all about, because all we do is do research that should feed back into governments so that they can make better policies to make everyone's lives better. And there's a big word up there called people, because one of the objectives is to reach ordinary people as well as the experts. Years ago, the OECD was a silent, closed organization. 2 secretaries general ago, his instruction to the media team was, I don't want to hear from you. Your job is to make sure we're not in the media. And that was 20 years ago. He left, and Secretary General since then want us to be in the media, and we have a Mexican Secretary General at the moment who loves being in front of the media, and we have to work very hard to not just reach the expert, but to reach a very, very broad public. So how do we do that? The one thing that reflect on us is that people have different contexts when they're looking for information. They have the context of being at home or in an SME or being mobile, where their information usage is occasional, it's low intensity, and in fact they have a very low desire for added value services. They're not really prepared to pay for much. They just simply want to get the content and they want to run away with it. That's it. They don't want anything else. And then there's this other context where they're at work, they're at an institution, they're probably desk-bound, they have high intensity, and they need to reuse the content. And there we see an opportunity for value-added services and support. And so that we see 2 very, very different market environments where it's the same person often, but 2 different contexts. And we think there's an opportunity in working with those contexts. The one at home, we think that the conclusion is you offer them a basic free service, they can have the content, that's it, because that's actually all they need. While at the institution, there is an opportunity for a premium service because they are looking for a lot of additional needs. Sort of plotted that out on this chart where the needs range from the very simple to the complex, and the needs evolve over time. And the needs aren't just sort of static, and there's all sorts of needs. I mean, I've just scattered these things on the chart. This isn't scientific at all, but you've got everything from basic discovery all the way through to text mining. You've got the ability to share, embed stuff, have citation tools and so on, all sorts of tools. And this suggests to us that you can have a whole bunch of those value points can be free, and then you have other value points that are premium, and therefore you end up with a freemium model. But of course, it's not a static line. That boundary between what's free and premium moves as the needs and expectations in the market move, because we don't think it's a static environment. We've been at this game, in fact, for quite a long time. back in 1999, when we first launched ebooks, at the same time, we launched a 20% free version of the ebook. So it was the same, it was a PDF file, but it was just 20% of the pages. So it was like a sampling, if you like, and that was free. And in 2004, we actually went the whole hog and gave away a free read-only version of the book. It was a PDF, but we disabled the print and copy-paste function. But the whole book was free. And then we began in 2005 to put out some books free to download, which are sort of our books that aim at a more popular market. And at that same time, we increased the value for the subscribers by offering the ability to download by chapter for the subscribers. So there you can see we're beginning to add new value for our subscribers that wasn't available to the free community. In 2012, we launched the free read by chapter as well, and we have plans for keeping this step-by-step improvement. So as we invest in new services for our subscribers, we're also investing in new services for the free. And you can see that the boundary evolves as we go forward. So as you can see, over time, you're having to move forward, and of course you're investing all the time in those services in order to be able to meet the needs of the readers out there. And of course our offer has changed significantly. We used to basically publish products, we still do, things called books and periodicals. And there we distribute them in the traditional way, through our own online bookstore and through traditional book trade and e-book stores and so on. And there we have both a free and a priced model, so that we have a free read-only version that we make available through our online bookstore and in fact through Google. And then we have price versions. And then we have our services business, which is the iLibrary platform, which I'll show you in a minute. And there it is a service, it's not a product. And the whole concept here is that it really is a service. So it's a complex mix of the content and a bunch of services, and it's made available to institutions. And the delivery and support is different. So we sell it direct, but we also sell it through partners and agents. And it's that having that network of partners and agents is really important to us, because they're actually part of the service delivery. So they're the help. They're the telephone number that someone can call to get help, and that's all part of why people subscribe. We believe that freemium means we can maximize dissemination, i.e. more people can read our stuff. And this graph here shows the increase in downloads since 2005 and between the sold and the free. So the sold is the red downloads, and the free is the blue. And as you can see, we've grown both. And we've grown the free really significantly since we launched some of the new services, particularly the read service just recently. So we're now doing 10 million free downloads and free reads from our platforms, and we're doing just over 2 million. So basically 10 out of 12 accesses to our content last year were free of charge, which is a way of maximizing and meeting our requirement to maximize our dissemination. But freemium also does mean cost recovery. This shows our income from the different products we have. So back in 2000, before we launched our platform, all of our income came from selling products, from selling books and periodicals, basically in print. And you can see that since we launched the iLibrary platform, which is the blue bar, you can see how the business has completely turned on its head. And now we have basically a services business with a rather small product business, selling still print and ebooks. And I think that this transition, I mean, the fact is, had we not launched the service, I'm sure financially we'd be in deep trouble, because the demand for the products is dying away, and I'm sure everyone is familiar with that. But you can see our income has basically grown, which has given us the resources to be able to invest in new products and services. And the other thing I think is really quite interesting is that back at around 2001, we had about 300 institutions that bought all of our publications. And that number had been falling for years. And then when we launched the iLibrary service, that turned around. And we now have 1,200 institutions around the world that subscribe to everything. So they have the complete catalog It's about 250 books a year in English and 150 books a year in other languages. So it's about 400 books with all our databases and so on. But you can see the number of institutions that have full access has really grown. And on top of that, we have about another 10,000 institutions that subscribe to slices of the platform. So our reach has really grown, but it also means our client base has grown, which gives us more financial stability. This is the platform, and if the internet works, I'm going to show you what the platform looks like, and in a sense, as a welcome to Chrome. Why don't I want to be welcome to Chrome? Go to the next tab. There we are. Okay, this is the platform. Now, I'm not logged in, so I'm basically somebody who's not a subscriber. And if I was to go to this book, which is also another interesting thing that you can do with this is a book that we're actually releasing chapter by chapter. You can see here progressive weekly releases through June. So this is where in fact we're releasing a book chapter by chapter for a reason to mean that by releasing the book chapter by chapter, we're going to get more media coverage, because it means we got different stories because the media will only ever run with one story. So you give them 3 stories spread over time, we might get 3 stories in the media. So that's why we're doing it chapter by chapter. It's not as if the chapters are coming through to us. It's a deliberate strategy. But here, what you see here's the book, and here are all the different chapters. If I try and download a PDF, I'm going to get so sorry, you have to log in. Message, so I get turned away. While if I hit the read button, it's going to fire up an HTML version of the chapter, which I can read in the full text. It's all there. I don't have to pay anything, and this is also if I was on a mobile device, you'd actually get a version that's adapted for smartphones or tablets. So it's HTML5, so it adjusts to your screen. And you may also have noticed that it's embeddable. So it means anyone can embed this content in their own blog or their own website, because we want to try and see whether we can get people to scatter our content around in their web space. And of course, the link, they want to download the full version, they can go to our online bookstore, or they can go to the online library to go and download, and that's where they kick in and have to start paying us money. So this is how we're trying to both make our content, the content itself, viral, but at the same time meet this sort of the free premium model. So that's where we are. I think that's it.